Hey, how's it going? So for this first question, what is God doing in the world? I think my overall answer is He's using His people to bring about change. He's changing the world. So that looks like several things. He's using His people, which are Christians, members of His church, people who have been saved through His plan of salvation. He's using those people, and through His providence, which is different than miracles, He's using providence to bring about His will in ways that don't break the laws of nature. And so He's bringing about change to the world. He's reconciling people to Himself. He's saving people from sin. He's bringing about peace and justice. And, I think many times we think that the world doesn't really look like that today, but change is happening, and it's happening through His people. So what is God doing in the world? He's changing it. And so for the second question, what has God done and is God doing in your life? What God has done in my life is He saved me. He saved me from my own selfish desires. He saved me from sin. He's using me to teach others and to bring His gospel to the world. So for my life, we kind of talk about my faith story. I was brought up in the Church of Christ. Been going to Bible class and worship services, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. I've been doing that for 20 years now. I obeyed the gospel when I was 10. I'd heard, if you're subject to the Lord's invitation, come forward as we stand and sing. I'd heard that for years. So, I knew the plan of salvation. Believe, repent, confess, be baptized. And that's what I did at the age of 10. I questioned what I'd heard. I decided that I'd believed it. And I really don't remember a time that I didn't really believe that God existed or that Jesus was the Son of God. But I think that along the way, as I believe everyone does this, I kind of question, what am I being told, and do I actually believe that there is a God? And so apologetics comes into play, rational, a rational basis for God existing. I had to question that. And so I became a Christian at age 10, and for the last 10 years I've been striving to live faithfully. And that doesn't just involve going to church, that's a big part of it. And I believe that I need to attend the assembling of the saints. It does good for me to see those people and even see them outside of those attendances. Just to spend time with fellow Christians, that's a big part of why I've remained faithful and why I'm still interested in the church, is that sense of belonging and purpose. So that's kind of what God has done. And what God is doing in my life is He's constantly blessing me. He's blessing me with answering my prayers with success. He's helped me. I've gotten married a couple months ago. That was a huge blessing from God. I believe that my wife is a blessing from God. He's blessed me with success academically, I'm hoping and I'm praying that I'll have success in the professional world once I graduate. But overall, He's blessed me spiritually and taken a great weight off my shoulders, and that was a blessing of washing away my sins and forgiveness of sins when I repent of things that I've done wrong. And He's blessed me with opportunities, and He continues to bless me with opportunities to talk about my faith and to study with others, and what becoming a disciple of Christ really means and what that does for your life. So that's what he's doing currently with my life. And so for this last question, what difference has God made in your relationship with others? Well, he's strengthened them, and also he's given me opportunities to have relationships with others. And so that's family relationships that built on a love for God, and so a love for each other. He's given me a marriage relationship with my wife, and he's given me so many friendships with fellow Christians and with people who aren't Christians. So what he's done with my relationships is he's strengthened them. But when it comes to relationships, building relationships to teach someone the gospel, he's strengthened those. He's given me what God has done for my relationships. The overall answer I would give is he's given me a foundation to be strengthened. So I find, and the advice that I've been given, when building relationships, is that you should base them off of God and off of your love for Christ and how Christ treated others. That's how you should build and act out your relationships. So those are my answers for those 3 questions. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.